Hi, so in week 3, we are learning about the intercept, symmetry, lines, and circles. It's time now to do some discussion problem. So we have again two forums for week 3. One is the skill discussion forum, and the other one is the critical thinking exercise forum. I have a few problems for you. Before you can do the discussion forum, you can watch this to get extra help, and also use this video to help you to study for your midterm and the final. Okay, so the first question is asking you to find the slope, the y-intercept, and the x-intercept of the graph here. Now, in order for you to find a slope, again, we can use the this one is in the standard form of the equation ax plus by equals c, but I can find a slope just by converting that into the form of y equal mx plus b. Okay, so m here is a slope and b is a y-intercept. So as long as you convert this form, this one is from the form of ax plus by equals c. This one is in the standard form, and this one is in the y-intercept form. Now, you just have to solve for y to get into this form. So go ahead and solve for y. Subtract minus 2x on both sides. I have my 5y equal minus 2x plus 17. And then to solve for y, you have to divide both sides by 5, right? So dividing both sides by 5, I get y equal minus 2 over 5 x and 17 over 5. So this tells me that the slope is minus 2 over 5 because the slope is just the coefficient in front of the x. And the y-intercept here is b, and b in this case is 17 over 5. Or you can just write as y-intercept is what? Is 0 and 17 over 5 in the order pair, right? The y-intercept is the point that has no x but only y. What about the x-intercept? So x-intercept is the point that intersects the x-axis or the y0, and then you solve for x. So letting y to be 0, I now want to find what is the value of x. So when y0, I can solve from here. So y0, 0 equal minus 2 over 5x plus 17 over 5. Now I can move this one to the left side, make it to become positive 5 minus 2 over 5x equal 17 over 5. Now I want to solve for the value of x missing here. So you can multiply both sides by 5, right? So multiply by 5 here, multiply 5 here, it's cancel. So you have 2x equal 17. And then solve for x, you just have to divide both sides by 2, or x equals 17 over 2. That is my x-intercept. And this is my y-intercept, and this is my slope. Okay, so that is one good problem for the first exercise. The second problem here, find the slope and the equation of the line that goes through the 2 points. Okay, so you are given 2 points. This is x1, y1, x2, and then y2. Now to find the slope using the slope formula, given 2 points, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. y2 13 minus y1, which is minus 2, x2 is 7 minus x1, that is 2. So minus minus become plus, so that is 15 over 5, which is 3. Now the equation of the 2 points can be found by using the form y point slope formula, y minus y1 equal m and x minus x1. Now you have y1 to be minus 2, m is 3, and then x1 is 2. And then y minus minus, that's become plus, and multiply 3 to the inside, 3 and 2, that is 6, and subtract 3 on both sides to solve for y, and that is y equal 3x minus 6 minus 3, that's minus 9, and this is the equation that we are looking for. This is the equation of a line. Okay, let's go to the next problem. Find the equation in the slope-intercept form. The slope-intercept is what? Y equal mx plus b. That passes through the point. I call this to be x1, y1, and is perpendicular to the line here. Okay, so perpendicular, remember, if two lines are perpendicular, then they have the slope to be negative reciprocal of each other. So first I need to find the slope first from this line. So from here I can rewrite it as what? 2y subtract x on both sides, and then divide by 2 on both sides to solve for y, minus 1/2 x plus 3 over 2. Now this one has the slope of minus 1 over 2, but this line is perpendicular to the one we are looking for, so the slope of that should be perpendicular, should be negative reciprocal of this, or become 2, because we take the negative and negative become plus, and we flip the top and the bottom, that become 2. So now the slope we have 2, and the next thing is we need to use this point slope formula, y minus y1 equal m x minus x1, and we have y1 and x1 here, so I just plug in y1 to be 6, and m is the one we just found here, right, 2, and then x minus x1 also 2. Okay, so let's solve for y. 2 times x is 2x, 2 times minus 2 minus 4, and you adding 6 on both sides to solve for x. Y equals 2x and plus 2, and this one is in the slope-intercept form, mx plus b. Alright, this is a good problem for this chapter. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, the next one is about a circle. They ask you to find the center and the radius of the circle. Okay, so remember that the standard form of the circle is what? X minus h square plus y minus k square equal r square, and the center from this one is hk. This is the center, h comma k, and the radius is just r. Okay, now in order for you to be able to identify h and k, we need to have the standard form first before we can do anything else. So how about rewrite this one first? This is x squared and y squared. So I have x squared plus y squared minus 2x plus 8y plus 1 equals 0. We are not in the standard form yet, so we must have x minus something square and y minus something square. It looks like that we can completing the square on the left hand side for x and y. So let's try to do that. Now I combine x together. X here minus 2x. Let's move all the x together. Okay, and then let's also move the y together. Okay, And then now let's just move a single number to the right hand side. Okay, so by completing the square, I take the middle term here, which is -2, right? -2 of the x. I divide that by 2, which becomes -1. And then now I square that, that's become 1. That's the procedure for completing the square. Then I add this number, I add 1 to here, and make sure I do the same thing to the right hand side. Now, the same thing for y. I take the middle term, which is 8, I divide that by half, become 4. Then I take that as square, and that's give me 16. So I add 16, make sure I do the same thing to the right hand side. Okay, now this one becomes a perfect binomial, right? So that is x minus 1, the whole thing square. And this one is a perfect binomial for y plus the square root of this, or 4 square. And 1 and 1 is gone, equal to 16. Okay, but 16 you can rewrite as in what? 4 square. And plus 4 we can write it in this way, minus 4, because 2 minus give me plus 4 back, and equal to 16, which is 4 square. Now if you compare these two equations, you can see that h now is 1, and k now is -4, and r is 4. So the center h, which is 1, k is -4, and the radius r is just 4. So by completing the square, you are transforming the original equation into the standard form, and then from here we can identify h, k, and then the radius r. Let's see what's the next problem. Okay, decide whether the equation has a graph that is symmetric with respect to x, y, or the origin. Okay, so we need to do some testing here. So for the x-axis, in order to see if this one is the x-axis symmetric or not, for x-axis I replace y by minus y to the equation. This one is actually x squared plus y equal 10. Okay, so now I have y and 2 minus y. So whenever I see y, I replace that by minus y equal 10. And in fact, this one is completely different from the original problem equation. Therefore, it's not x-axis. How about y-axis? For y-axis, we replace x by minus x. Okay, so x now become minus x. We keep the square outside, and the minus square still give me the same thing. And now I end up with the same original equation. Therefore, yes, this is the y-axis symmetric. Okay, so I can say this is y-axis. Now let's just do the last one, the origin. I don't think this one is the origin, but just for you to know how to test this. For the origin, we replace y by minus y, and also x by minus x. Now let's do that. X, I put minus x. Y, I have minus y, and equal 10. This one give me x squared minus 10 equal minus y equal 10, and this is different from the original problem, so this cannot be the origin's symmetry. So the only symmetry that we have in this case is the y-axis after we do the testing. Okay, the next one, find the equation of the line with an x-intercept of 4 and y-intercept. X-intercept meaning that 4 and 0. Y-intercept is 0 and minus 7. And this tells you that we are given 2 points, x1, y1, x2, y2. And if you are given 2 points, you can find the slope from the slope formula. and y2 is minus 7, minus y1 is 0, and x2 is 0, minus x1 is 4. That gives me minus 7 over minus 4, or 7 over 4. Now we can use the Poisson formula y minus y1 equal m x minus x1. Now y1 is what? Is 0, and m is 7 over 4, and x1 is 4. You can distributing this one to the inside here, minus 0 nothing, so 7 over 4 x, 4 and 4 cancel, give me minus 7. So this is the equation that we are looking for. So if they give you the x-intercept, meaning that you have the point 4, 0, and the y-intercept is 0, minus 7, and then from here we can, using the same procedure as above here, from 2 points to find the equation using the Poisson formula. Alright, so one last problem for this week 3. So find the equation that of the line that contains the point and the slope is undefined. So this is the key word here. Okay, what is the case when the slope is undefined? The only case that makes the slope to be undefined is when you have the vertical slope, the vertical line, right? The vertical line is no slope. Imagine the slope can be 0 when you are walking on a flat surface or some angle. You are going up to the hill or down the hill. This is positive, right? Up the hill, down the hill. This is 0. But if you have a vertical line, we cannot just walk straight upward all the way to the sky, right? This doesn't make sense. You cannot walk vertically up to the sky. So just think about that. So that's why it's undefined for the slope. It's vertical axis or vertical line. Therefore, if you are to graph a imagine this is x and y plane. So we have a vertical line. This is the undefined slope. So the equation for this one is just x equal to something, right? Depending on the value here. So let's say here is 6. So this line is what? It's just x equals 6. This is the equation. Now we are given the information that the line is passing through the point minus 4 and minus 6. So minus 4 is here. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is minus 4. And minus 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, minus 4 and minus 6 is here. The line is passing through this point. And it's vertical. That means it must go to something like that, right? So the line must go through minus 4. Or x equal minus 4 is the equation of the line. That's the only thing we can have in order for that to be undefined. So the equation is x equal minus 4. So just draw the line out and then you'll be able to see the equation that you need to have. So that is the end of this week 3 discussion problem. Your discussion problem will be similar to those questions that I just went over. So hopefully it will help you and to help you for the homework assignment of this week as well. And good luck.